where the EHOME, they just want going to standard. Protect the Lycan in the safe lane and just wait for his items before they push and take Roshan, obviously, and just leave RTK all alone at bottom.
So we'll see how it goes. Let's do some quick introductions for the Dire side. We've got EHOME in the lineup. We've got YJ, who I guess goes by a lot of names. You may know him as Yang, I'm going to go with YJ because that's what he's got listed, and I know that he changes his name a fair amount. So we've got YJ on the Lycan. We're going to have ROTK on the Undying, Lanham on the Dazzle, and following up behind them, we're going to have DDC on the Disruptor and CTY on the Storm Spirit. Now it looks like we might have an engagement here on the bottom as we look. YJ going to lead the charge in, sees S4. Starts to go in, but the whole group is here. Who wants this fight more? Zai comes out, starts putting a little harass on ROTK. ROTK out in front with that Dirge, looking like a possible engagement. Did pick up Decay first, and they will just push Secret backwards. But Secret not withdrawing completely. They are sticking around. Out come the Ice Shards, locks two away from the rest of the group. ROTK goes in deep. Kuroki in tight, lots of damage coming out. YJ dropping pretty low. Kuroki able to get out. YJ drops, and ROTK gets the first blood on the Zai. Now S4 in some trouble, tries to run. He goes down as well. Out comes a stun from Arteezy to buy a little bit of space, but it is a 1-for-2 early on, and EHOME gets off to a pretty good start.
Dude, look at the Undying strength. He has like 7 charges of the decay.
Stupendous.
That was some good DKs.
That was like why Undying is one of the best level 1 heroes.
So early on, makes a good move, gets a great start for EHOME. You said that Secret has to survive into past the early game, and this is about, I wouldn't want to say as bad a start as you could get, but it's not great.
They are giving the bounty rune to the Enigma as well because he took Midnight Pulse to try and win the fight. But they are playing the draft not as greedy as I was expecting because they are putting the Naga on the support role, which actually gives the rest of the heroes a lot more space, and they are putting Flash on the farming, on the solo mid role. So this would mean that they are less DDC. Is he going to be able to run him down with the speed?
Does not look like it, but he definitely put a good amount of damage. Nice Ice Shards to zone a little bit, but it's still not going to be enough. DDC, or will it? Kuroki thinks about...
Dire's structures are fortified.
He's the one taking a lot of damage as DDC turns right back around.
It's gonna...
that Thunderstrike putting in some work.
It's gonna need to take a long way back, otherwise he might want to suicide to the Ancients and just get a free trip back to the Fountain. Maybe not. He's just gonna pull the wave back to the lane for Zai.
Yeah, a costly start for him as he comes around. DDC comes right back, finds Zai. Zai thinks about harassing DDC, but decides it's best to just head back towards lane. Meanwhile, let's look at the mid lane, where we've got the matchup of CTY versus Arteezy, the Leshrac versus the Storm Spirit. What should we be looking for in this mid matchup?
I think the main thing for the Lash is whether his teammates are able to set up an early rotation for him. Because it's a Naga, he needs to wait for level 2 before he gets his End Snare. With the End Snare, I would think that they have a good chance of killing the Storm Spirit before he's level 6. So they might want to move maybe in after the second rune. I think after the Storm picks up the second rune, he goes back to lane and you try to make a rotation after that. I mean the 2-minute rune, not the second rune, sorry.
Absolutely. Lanham, by the way, down here harassing the Enigma, puts up a nice sentry ward here to keep that camp from respawning. Down the bottom lane, we've got a solo right now, S4 matching up against ROTK's Dirge. Who has the advantage in this position?
Usually you would obviously say Undying's gonna have a tougher time against Razor, but because of how the game started, he got 2 kills off the bat. So I would say Undying will be just fine. I think it's probably 50-50 because of the kills he got in before the wave, before the creeps spawn.
Makes sense. We see Lanham rotate down the bottom, so now ROTK does have some dedicated support here in this lane, which make it even harder for S4 to function. Over in the mid, we are going to see Leshrac at 12-4 versus doing pretty well to start off. And let's take a look at the top as Zai doing what they can here. How's this top lane really need to go?
They just need to make sure that Lycan doesn't get, like, he's under pressure. He doesn't get so much farm, like free farm wise, because you can't let Lycan free farm without getting something in exchange. In this situation, they want to make sure that the Lycan's pushing strength doesn't come early. So that obviously they'll try their best to kill him in the lane, but it's not going to be easy.
So it looks like that's interesting. What do you think? Let's talk about the support Naga. Or first off, let's go to the bottom, where RTK's put out a tombstone. some trouble. Heal's gonna come out. Link is up to try and slow down that damage.
Wow, that was close.
One more hit will do it. He gets
close.
away.
The stick charges, keeping him alive there.
Beautiful, beautiful stick. So while we see him survive that, nice plays by S4 to stay alive. Talk to me a little bit about the choice to make this Naga a support.
I think it's mainly less greedy compared to the less support. And because if you put Naga mid, Naga is going to have a tougher time against Storm. And secondly, because they have a jungling hero, they have Enigma, of course. Because the Naga mid is mostly consuming a lot of resource, and top lane they're actually gonna run.
Oh, they're gonna go to the snowball, make the chance at DDC. DDC in some trouble. Shards wrap around and down he goes, making it 2 for 2. A nice attack here. Zion Kuroki getting that kill pretty easily.
They're actually doing a lot of damage with the snowball plus the minus armor combo type.
That's true. That's a pretty good combo. Jay trying to keep pace here, starts falling off a little bit, 16 and 1. Really dead even with Zion in terms of farm. Down the bottom, S4 again getting dived. Tombstone comes out, the chase is on. Doesn't look like S4 will get out of this one, as he does have the link, but Lanham there.
Just look at Lamb's skill build as well. He's going for the much more aggressive. He had 2 points in poison before level 4, so 2 poison and 1 heal. So he was expecting that he needed to be very aggressive in the lane. You very rarely see dazzlers put more than 1 point in poison touch early on, but it shows you what they plan to do in the lanes itself already.
Yeah, definitely. They're being very aggressive, already trying to put some damage on the tower, down to half, and ROTK will back away. Lanham heads up towards the mid, gets a nice rune up here to make life just a touch bit easier for CTY, who is level 6, got that bottle on him. Meanwhile, checking with Puppy, who's got his soul ring and level 5, almost to 6, so he's getting back on pace for having to take that midnight pulse early on.
And I was going back to the point where the reason I feel the Naga is a support this game is because of the Enigma. Like, you have heroes that are using the jungle already, so you don't want to have too many of them on the same team, because if you put Naga in middle, he wants to use the middle lane. They're gonna go on easy with the double damage.
And that's close. The ulti, but does not stop the death, but it will turn around. They go on CTY. Out comes the shallow grave, buys him some time, tries to jump, but Scott. Ice shards come out unnecessary, and they get the kill. So a 1 for 1 over in the mid position, but they did have to use that black.
I mean, it was a really good attempt to try and save the Leshrac though. So even though he died, but it was a good attempt.
Absolutely. All right, so 3 to 4. Gold lead is dead even. XP slightly in Secret's favor at this point. EHOME got off to a big start, but it feels like Secret sort of has just gotten themselves right back into this. Now we see a rotation around, the harassment on ROTK as he gets forced out of lane the second that Dazzle leaves. The guys from Secret start to show him that he's no longer allowed to play as aggressively as he was before.
Yeah, here comes the Storm. He's gonna find an invasion. That was a really good play from RTK. There was a ward. He saw Arteezy teleporting in, but he didn't back off right away. He didn't want to give away the fact that there was a ward, and he just backed immediately. He wanted to bait Arteezy to waste his time to come in and drop some spells before he get out. And
CTY comes around and Viz catches Arteezy. Arteezy gets caught with the static. Right click. So there, and that would be a dead Arteezy. I feel like we've seen this start for him. S4 now has just enough mana to try and close this deal out. And S4 will survive. So I'm gonna take one more tower shot. Should down to the Lycan Wolves.
Still a big kill for them. The Lycan is already severely shut down this game. He even got a tranquil boots because of the pressure he was facing in the lane as well. That's not the boots that a Lycan generally does, but unless you're under severe pressure.
Meanwhile, Puppy goes into his opponent's jungle with his brown boots, gonna go ahead and farm up some of those camps and then withdraws before anybody finds out about his movement. S4 and ROTK still head-to-head here on the bottom lane. What's it starting to shape up like? 8 minutes in, taking a look at the map, taking a look at the kills. Who do you think is starting to show in control?
I think Secret is so far doing a good job because their primary concern is making sure that the Lycan's pushing rhythm doesn't come early. Oh, the courier died to the Enigma, I think.
Yeah, with nothing on it.
Yeah, but it was a lot of gold as well.
Absolutely.
Observer ward inside and smoke. The smoke was probably for the Lycan to do Rosh later on, so they might have to get another one. Bottom lane.
Bottom lane, it looks like they're going again. Nice call as they do manage to catch out the Dirge. The good rotation from S4 or Zai to join S4 there on the bottom lane. And Secret, like you said, starting to really kind of find their pace and doing a good job of getting themselves into a pretty good position in this game. They are in gold lead now, as well as continuing to maintain that XP lead, and Puppey doing a good job of just floating between these two jungles, getting that pick off, and just managing his levels very, very quickly. Already almost to level 9.
This task is actually doing a lot of work, like moving around. Zai was moving around, and the hero itself doesn't need any items, just needs levels, and he's gonna be helping his team a lot. And now we see the first 5-man group from EHOME, 4-man group from EHOME. They're gonna try and take the top tower.
Alright, so the push is live here on the top lane, so we'll take a look at that. Big 3-man rotation coming out from Secret as they start to send up their defense. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Puppey.
This might be dangerous. This might be dangerous.
Out. We are going to lose one like it.
6. He's like one creep away from level 6, and they can set up a Song plus Black Hole. Song, Midnight Pulse, and Black Hole.
All one after another. Alright, so that gold lead has actually climbed pretty dramatically in Secret's favor, and continues to do so. All that time and put into EHOME rotating towards the top lane, and they can't make anything of it. They the Eidolon's just tearing into that tower, already down to half, and that was just because Puppey took advantage of that rotation towards the top.
Yeah, that was just the reason why Secret is not afraid to play up against 5-man like lineups like the Undying. They know how to deal against it and how to make sure that they get more resource from the map compared to you constantly 5-manning.
Alright, let's go take a look up at the jungle right now as YJ goes into the jungle. Yang trying to get himself back on track. He is doing pretty well in terms of the CS. Let's look at the net worth stack chart, and you're gonna see that Storm Spirit is up on top, and then it goes 2, 3, 4, 5, all on the side of Radiant, getting that farm. Like we've seen them do in so many games lately, they seem to sort of keep that farm really evenly distributed across their course.
Yeah, they want to make middle lane.
CTY making a move on S4. S4 is trying to get away, gets caught inside the static, could be in some trouble. ROG.
Wow.
Taking out Puppey, comes in, gets sent back with a beautiful. And we're going to have to use the song. Will they turn around and try to go in? Done. Hiroki is going to go down. To the Soul Rip, and he's going to try to get away. DDC also low, but he goes to the other. Comes CTY from the backside. RTK still alive. Turns back around. Snowball of Doom. We lost Arteezy. Zai goes ahead and finishes one. He wants to chase the high ground. They get the Storm Spirit. Links him up on Lanham. Lanham in some trouble. He could go down here, making it 4. What's the story with the Dirge? He's trapped by Zai. Zai turns around, has to run away, but the Ice Shards are holding in place as the rest of the team comes in. High ground Tombstone hitting Zai back and forth, but they're trying to flank through the jungle, buying a little bit of time, and he will ultimately go down with a nice shot from the Ice Shard, and it is a 5-man wipe going the way of Secret.
Oh, it didn't start off well for them, but they still managed to pull it off. The Black Hole got cancelled by the Glimpse, and EHOME's, they looked like they were going to win the fight after the Grave on the Storm, but the fight like dragged on so long, and Secret's heroes, because they were able, like the Lightning Storm and the Plasma Field were like doing so much damage, plus the Ice as well, like long, short cooldown spells which actually have a lot of spammability, are very good in the long fights, the drag out fights.
So that was good for Secret, not great for EHOME. That's, you know, you talked about get out of the early game with a little bit of survival, not even needing to be in front.
Dire's top
XP of 3,000. Would you say that that's coming out into the mid game the way that they wanted to?
They want this to happen, and if you look at Puppey's item selection as well, he's going for Vanguard on Enigma, so he probably wants to get the Crimson Guard, which is good against Lycan and the Undying Zombies as well. So he's good. It's very rare that you see Enigma build that goes into this build.
Arteezy putting a build deep, but his TPs are coming S4 and Arteezy there. He's down. The chase is on. Arteezy putting out a lot of damage. Jumps into the snowball. Goes after CT. That's what's going to happen to S4 dropping low. Going to go ahead and make the attack on CT. What's up the shallow grave? Will it be enough? It doesn't look like it. They cancel the escape. He walks away, the lone survivor and the casualty for C. This is unraveling quickly for the guys on.
Yeah, they took a really deep dive with the tombstone. They put the tombstone in beside the tier 1. I think they sent and they glimpsed the Naga away as well, and that's why they were fighting 4 versus 5 because Naga got glimpsed away. But they still lost the fight. They still lost the fight despite that, and there was no black hole as well in that fight. So it tells you that Secret are very far ahead in terms of net worth already. When you are able to take a fight like this and you still win.
Alright, so they do push in, get that tower back away. All the tier 1s down now. EHOME starting to rapidly lose.
Damn.
Skyrockets to almost 7,500 off of that.
40-minute Crimson Guard threats.
That's beautiful. And it all started with that bounty rune at the beginning. So, Secret coming back from that rough patch in the bottom lane, really putting the fight to EHOME. If you're sitting in EHOME's position right now, you know, an important game. You don't want to give Secret the 1-0 advantage on a single elimination tournament. You know, whoever loses this best of 3 is out. What do? What's your plan to get yourself back?
I think they have to start farming up their cost, and I think the next best move for them is try to sneak a Roshan whenever they feel there's a good chance to actually get the Roshan. Without the Aegis, I think it's very hard for them to push with the Lycan because they are far behind. And Secret's lineup is team fight based lineup, which is good against pushing lineups.
Alright, let's take a look at items. Any big items come out that we need to kind of keep our eyes on? Here on the bottom, they want to make a move. S4 is going to go ahead and pop the ultimate. Kinetic field going to be put out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gonna get stunned. He's in some trouble. Puts up the shallow grave to buy some time. Goes to the TP. Do they have anything to stop it? They don't.
Have the black hole, but they felt it wasn't worth it to use the black hole and support that. So it's a very understandable situation, and I think it's not worth it as well to use the black hole for the Dazzle there.
Absolutely. So Dazzle
if you have the support, you're TPing, it's like okay, whatever. He used the black hole on me. You just take it. It's a good trade, in my opinion.
So he does a good job, gets away, and I think, you know, I agree with you. I think that's probably the right choice there. 7,500 in terms of XP, 75 on gold as well, and Secret continues to run away with this at the moment.
And look at the vision as well. Both sides having good vision. Like Secret has vision over almost half of the jungle and half of the area of the Ancients and Roche because they know that EHOME's next plan and remaining move is to try and secure the Aegis. Preferably for the Storm, so that they can actually push, so they have a lot of vision over there. Unless they decide to smoke like at least 3 to 4 heroes, and that would be obvious, so they have very good map control to know when the Roshan is going down for EHOME.
EHOME looks like they may be rotating, or they were thinking about rotating down towards that bottom lane to try and take their first tier 1, but immediately Secret in response brings everyone down to the bottom lane as well. See everybody gathering up, but look at this.
Yeah, that's just really, right, you know, a really good, you know, warding in general when you're moving and pushing around. Like when you're getting all the creeps pushed over to the enemy side, you want to take advantage of it by placing wards deep into the enemy territory.
Alright, so they immediately respond to the middle as pushes develop from EHOME trying to get through these towers. Secret is quick on the draw to get there and take it away. EHOME is going to go ahead. Leshrac picks up the Bloodstone. We do see the Soul Booster finished up on CTY. Is looking like he's a little far behind here, having trouble getting caught back up with everybody else. 6,100 is seems like a tough start for him.
Yeah, and I was thinking the other reason why he actually might have built the Trankers is maybe he was trying to buy Vlads, and because you buy the components, and if you have your boots on and accidentally makes it into a trend, because I'm not sure if that's the case, but he's gonna run into a lot of heroes, so
That
see you
big
later.
smoke rotation gonna find themselves. YJ with the TP can't get out of there, locked in place and burned down without too much trouble. Secret gets a good pick. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, EHOME gonna try to at least capitalize on that space as they push down the bottom lane, looking at the tower. But at the same time, Secret's gonna do the same on the top lane.
I wonder if they're gonna try and defend the bottom tower. I'm checking on TPs. They don't have a TP on Enigma, so he's gonna get one now. They're not gonna defend it. They're just gonna push the other lanes. Middle and top.
So they allow bottom to go down, middle and top, just like he said, starting to be pushed. Though EHOME will have the ability to go back and defend this. They've got the TP scrolls to get back there. And will Secret get a tower out of this? It looks like they're gonna get that top.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get the top one. The middle one, I don't think they can. Maybe later, but they're gonna get the top one for now. But EHOME looks like they want to fight. Storm just finished his Bloodstone, and they finished the mech on the Undying like a couple of minutes ago as well. So both sides having a bang up.
They're gonna go ahead and throw out that ice dart to start Fox 2. In comes CGY, goes up Buffy, Buffy locks in place. Yep, he gets picked up by the snowball. What a play. Stroky comes in, puts out the siren. Drops, knocked up in the air. That's Lano getting low. ROTK.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just missed CTY. But
With 3 heroes, I don't think they can. Maybe with 5 heroes, they can try and buy back. But because the other 2 doesn't have buyback, I don't think they can defend this.
so meanwhile, YJ does go down to the mid lane, pushes that middle tower. We do see the racks dropping as well. So Secret not only gets the tier 2 out of that fight, they walk 3 and the racks. A little bit of harassment from CTY, stops the TP to the mid, which is a good choice. Buys time for YJ to get out, but what a costly loss for EHOME.
Yeah,
it's
just evident that Secret's lineup is just really like the song. They just needed to cast the song, kill the tombstone, and in addition, it's set up for the 2-man black hole there for the Enigma as well. So the song was like a very good usage there in the last fight, and it was the main reason why EHOME just lost the fight from there.
Alright, so we're going to see EHOME immediately smoke, try to get something done. By the way, the gold lead is 15,000 in the favor of Team Secret here at the 21-minute mark. XP is 10,000 for them as well, and they have the top 3 farmers on the net worth chart, so things looking very, very good.
Yeah.
In goes Secret. They're going to get hit by the
Dazzle. They have to try and
weave.
fight when Black Hole and Song is down.
Dire's middle tower.
So they do put up the weave that Secret sees it and will back away. Ice Sharks come down. ROTK already taking a lot of damage. Shallow Grave comes out. Getting himself up. They've lost the tusk. Will it go? YG.
To your elements. Let the bomb exist.
S4 wants to get.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
The escape goes short range, but not far enough.
Dire's bottom tower
He will
is
fall.
under
It's a
attack.
5-man wipe. ROTK put the game in this tournament in under 25 minutes. What a game by Secret.
This game is a very good example of they know how to adjust and change up their strategies and stuff like that to make sure that even though it seems like they had a greedy lineup, but they know how to utilize it